Hello investors and welcome back. Let's take a look at two stocks. We're going to be looking at Matterport and I want to look at Nvidia. Now we're going to spend a little bit more time on Matterport because I think it has a few red flags and obviously that price has been pushed down so far. Is this a buy prior to earnings? And is this the timing that this is going to all reverse? Or did they adjust guidance? They've given us all of the indicators that Q4 is not going to look that great, but this could potentially in February or early March present a buying opportunity in a very innovative company. As you can see here, Matterport and Facebook IA Research collaborate to release the world's largest data set of 3D spaces for academic research. Obviously, this partnership had a lot to do with why this stock got pushed up so high, but it is a SPAC, and with SPACs, if you know anything about SPACs, all of the insider selling can put a lot of pressure on this, and this is mainly held by retail investors. So I want to get you in at the lowest price possible by taking the least amount of risk. 2022, we need to kill it. I'm telling you, Nvidia is the next one I want to talk about. Nvidia, I'm not even sure that you could go wrong when you buy Nvidia. Now, obviously, you want to get in this at the lowest price possible, and it did test the 230 range twice. It's at 250. This could run as high as $300. It's been there before, and it could revisit some of those lows. The thing we know for sure about Nvidia is it has a strong future with using its chips in practically everything from computers to especially vehicles and autonomous driving. Specifically, Jaguar just signed a contract or did an agreement with them as of today, and they have an agreement with Polestar. So I believe we see a beat and a raise of guidance with Nvidia. Now, I could be completely wrong, but that's the bottom line up front. Let's get straight into the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so we can get that number up and turn on the notification bell. So the first thing that I wanted to look at with you is the insider ownership, which is only 1%. That's going to be important to know. Just keep that number in mind. 34% for institutional ownership and 4%, will round that up, for institutional transactions. So you can see not that much of institutional ownership here. This is a retail investor hold for the majority of this. Now, it has high transactional volume, so you can see it's in the top 7 for sector and industry as far as getting traded, so that is a good sign. But we do have the risk of this being downgraded by analysts after this earnings call. So I said this with Astra, that happened last Friday, placed some pressure on that Astra stock, which really presented a lower $3 buy range, which I believe some people took advantage of. But just know that this has the potential, because they adjusted their guidance. They adjusted a few things. So we see people, especially coming out of this last year, with their projections, they are readjusting their numbers. So you want to know that the company can move forward with their growth expectations. So as they tweak these models, they may need to change their guidance. And that's what they did. It was down about 10%. So it's moving from one-time licensing fees to reoccurring subscription fees. So what this report is saying is that the company typically can experience lower than expected earnings for the first few quarters while they're waiting for that subscription revenue to catch up. So they adjusted that guidance. You can see that they missed revenue last quarter. Doesn't mean that they're going to miss it this quarter, but the chances are that they will, understanding that the revenue guidance has changed to 108.5 million, and that's down from its previous guidance of 123 million for the full year. Now, Matterport blamed the Q3 revenue partly on the supply chain problems and these cameras, which are not very profitable, and it looks like they discounted them on the site. And I believe that if you can use your phone, then why are people going to use the cameras? Now, they've got a lot of people signed up on the platform, but not everyone is on the subscription. And the lockup expiration, that's caused a lot of this pricing pressure to come down. So that's what I'm saying. We could be near or close. I could not fault anybody that took advantage of this in the $7 range, seeing that it's revisited this range. That could have been one of the few opportunities. Now, I still think it's high. So, but I'm just saying, if you started a cost average position and you've watched it drop this far and it's revisited that $7 range twice, now, I might not be able to fault you. Matterport's app downloads, according to App Annie, hasn't been particularly strong, so don't count on the app generating more sales than expected. And the restrictions on the sale of shares owned by people within the company to being unlocked, so they're going to be able to sell those after this February earnings call, which is going to happen today, only 1%. So I believe that that's already priced in. So mainly this is just about not hitting the numbers. And right now the company needs to prove that they can hit the numbers before I would start a position here. So I would say, just like they said in the article, they're slashing prices. You can see this was $79.59. Now, last quarter, the company was expected to hit 29 million and they hit 27 million. So can they hit 27 million again, or something higher than 26? That would just be the high estimate for earnings. And there's going to be other indicators. People are going to want to see continued growth on the platform, people that are signing up for accounts. So some of those other metrics are going to be key. Now, you can see leading into earnings, this has been gaining some momentum. And I was talking about the $7 range. And since I've been recording this, this has made it into the $8 range, and it could potentially continue to climb until it hits this RSI and then maybe come back down to find support. But we're getting so close to the earnings. Does this drop and provide a buying opportunity, or do you wait and watch? I say that this is a wait and watch, and if you miss it, the safest thing, like I've said before, is just to wait. So free subscription, right? This is why there's so many people signed up on the platform, and you can see 0 as long as there's only 1 active spot and 2 users. So you have to really pay attention to the numbers as far as how many people are actually on the platform, and you'll see that in the slides when they come out. 54,000 paid subscribers compared to 439,000 that are on the platform. So they've got to convert. That's what they've got to do. And you can see this number is moving up, and you've got a lot more that are coming to the platform. So how many of those are being converted over? We doubled that number, but it doesn't look like we're aggressively getting people to pay for subscriptions. And if hardware is what they're relied on, then they might have some challenges. Now let's talk about Nvidia, and then we'll close this down. So I agree with this Motley Fool article that came out. Whatever direction Nvidia stock heads in the short term, the long-term news for the stock continues to be good. This morning, for example, car company Jaguar Land Rover, or JLR, announced that it is partnering with Nvidia to jointly develop IA-powered autonomous driving and connected services. You're going to see this continue to be the theme. And once you start building cars with this type of technology, I think you're going to want to maintain that in the future. And these are just electric cars that are computers. So really, that technology is going to be key as AI topic picks up, machine learning. The chips and the intellectual advantage that this company has for intellectual property is just amazing. They just continue to innovate. That's all I got. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you hold Matterport or do you hold Nvidia? I think these are both great plays. I think you could be greedy on Matterport in the short term, and also Nvidia. I just don't think you could go wrong with Nvidia at any point. Obviously, buy low, sell high, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that big thumbs up button if you appreciate this content, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so we can get that number up and turn on the notification bell.